You know when your life feels messy, but you can't point at one specific thing? Like your bed is undone, your brain's loud, and your phone is full of people you don't talk to anymore, and yet you still hope they check your story? That's not just disorganized. That's emotional clutter in disguise. I didn't realize how bad it got until I cried over losing my charger. Yeah, a charger. But the truth is, it wasn't about that. It was about the way I felt like I couldn't hold anything together. Not my desk, not my routines, and definitely not him. Only people with quiet chaos will get this. You wake up and the first thing you feel is dread, like your whole day is already too full even though you haven't moved. Your mind is on that one text he left unseen. You scroll for hours, pretending it's rest. Your room's a mess, but your feelings are worse. It's not just that you can't find your socks. It's that you don't know who you are without the relationship you were begging to feel chosen in. So the real first step to organizing your life? Start where the mess actually began, with the version of you that let everything slide so no one would leave. I did this thing where I started cleaning my room like I was cleaning memories. I deleted the screenshots. I took down the note he wrote me before he stopped trying. The more space I made physically, the more I could finally breathe emotionally. And no one tells you this, but organized people aren't better. They just stopped lying to themselves about who and what still mattered. This one's for the people who always feel behind. Like no matter how hard you try, you're catching up on everything. Your texts, your sleep, your self-worth. The distraction you keep pretending is a habit. You know the scroll that turns into 3 hours? The one where you stalk their new post and convince yourself you're just bored? That's not a routine. That's self-sabotage that feels productive. I used to do this thing where I'd open my notes app and write goals just to avoid facing the truth. I didn't feel important to anyone, so I tried to make my to-do list feel important. But organizing your life doesn't start with routines. It starts with breaking the ones that keep you stuck pretending. I swapped doom scrolling for 5-minute ugly journal pages. Literally just, I miss him, but I also hate him, typed out 50 times. It sounds dumb, but it worked. It emptied my head so I could organize real plans that weren't about watching his story. The drawer you're scared to open. Okay. Everyone has that drawer. Mine was full of movie tickets, dumb love notes, and a hoodie that didn't smell like him anymore. I kept saying I'd throw it away after I'm over him. But that drawer held me hostage. It reminded me of a version of me who begged to be enough. So one night I emptied it. No music, no crying, just trash bag and go. After that, organizing my stuff didn't feel like torture anymore. It felt like I was finally allowed to build a life without waiting for his closure. If you've ever felt guilty for putting yourself first, this part is for you. The plan you never follow because it doesn't belong to you. I used to download all those aesthetic Notion templates, thinking if my life looked cute enough, I'd magically feel motivated. But here's the twist. You can't organize your life if you're just copying someone else's structure. It's like dating someone who makes you feel like you're too much. You shrink, you adjust, you try to fit, and then it doesn't work and you blame yourself. Same thing here. I kept trying routines that didn't fit me. I'm not a morning gym person. I'm not a daily affirmations person either. What did work? I made a night list. Just 3 things. Put phone away, clean desk, brush teeth. That's it. And I built from there. Organizing your life means building a system that feels like you, not the version of you you're trying to impress. The stuff you keep for a future that isn't coming. This one hurts. I held onto a hoodie because he said he wanted to come back once he figured himself out. I kept space for someone who never showed up. Same thing happens with planners. You write things like, meet up with him again, or if he calls, answer. You plan around maybes, and maybes steal your peace. The way I took control again? I crossed his name off the calendar. I planned stuff without the maybe. I told myself, if someone wants to be part of your life, they don't live in a maybe. They show up in the now. When I tell you this, you won't believe me. The mess in your life isn't the stuff on your floor. It's the conversations you keep avoiding. The text you never sent because you wanted to look unbothered. I used to type out these long messages and notes. I miss you. I hate how things ended. I still dream about you. Then I'd delete them, thinking I was being strong. But all that silence turned into noise inside me. I thought not texting him meant I was healing, but I was just hoarding feelings. Just like leaving laundry in the basket and pretending your room is clean. The truth? I sent that message once. Not to him, but to myself. I wrote it out, printed it, and folded it into my journal. Closure isn't always about sending something, it's about no longer needing to. And once I stopped holding my feelings hostage, I had more energy to actually take care of my space. Because clarity makes everything easier to move through. The energy you waste being available to the wrong people, you don't realize how heavy your phone feels until you stop replying to people who drain you. There's that one friend who only calls when they're sad, or that ex who only texts when they're lonely. I used to answer every time. I told myself I was being kind, but I was just being afraid of being alone. One day I turned my phone off for 24 hours. No lie, I felt withdrawal like it was a drug. But after that, I realized my time is not a group project. You can't organize your life if everyone else's chaos keeps showing up uninvited. The real win is when your peace gets louder than your need to be needed. If you find yourself always fixing everything for everyone, this part is yours. The future version of you who's still stuck in survival mode. I kept telling myself, once I move out, once I'm older, once I find the right person, then I'll get my life together. But you don't grow into peace. You create it. I remember looking at a pile of dishes after a fight with my boyfriend, thinking, why even bother? But something clicked. I wasn't cleaning for him. I was cleaning because the version of me who's healed starts by showing up now. Even if it's small, even if it's painful, that's when I knew. Organization isn't just about tidying up. It's a love letter to your future self, the one who's no longer begging to feel chosen, because they finally chose themselves. You think you're messy because you're lazy. But what if you're just emotionally exhausted from carrying things that weren't yours to hold? That ex who never gave closure. That friend who stopped texting. That version of you who never got to rest. The more you let go of what isn't yours, the more space you make for the things that are. Start small. Start clumsy. Fold one shirt. Trash one old memory. Light one candle and tell yourself, I'm not fixing my life in a day. I'm rebuilding my relationship with myself one little promise at a time. That's real organization. Not perfection. Just honesty and peace. Finally making space to come home.